Looking at life expectancy as the average period that a person may expect to live is an excellent way to establish the quality of life in a specific country or region. It is a statistical measure based on several demographic factors, and the most used strategy is the life expectancy at birth. Based on these stats, we can safely state that the majority of European countries as well as Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore have the highest global life expectancy, over 84 years old as on average, while the Latin America and Caribbean area ranks a little lower in the charts, but some countries still hold quite respectable entries. According to the mortality rate recorded in 2020, the average female in Latin America and the Caribbean was expected to live 80 years, and the average male was expected to live 72 years. The Caribbean region has the lowest life expectancy in the Latin America and Caribbean area for both males and females, with 71 years for males and 75 years for females. What generates this disparity? Life expectancy reports are associated with a number of factors. Higher national income, as measured by GDP per capita, is, for instance, generally linked to higher life expectancy at birth. Let's take a look at the top 10 Caribbean countries with the highest life expectancy. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for future Caribbean videos. Number 10. Cuba. The Republic of Cuba, made famous worldwide because of its socialist political system since 1959 based on the one-state, one-party principle by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, but also famous for its rum, cigars, as well as its music and sensual dance styles, ranks number 10 on our list. Cuba has a great education system and a number of good universities, as well as one of the best health systems in the Caribbean. Its average life expectancy is at 79.18 years, with men reaching 72.25 and women at 81.12. Looking at the infant mortality rate, Cuba records 4.1 infant deaths per 1,000 live births, while 5.1 children die under the age of 5 per 1,000 live births. Number 9. Barbados. Although geographically an Atlantic island, Barbados is strongly included in the Caribbean area for culture, history, and population, and is actually one of its top tourist destinations. The Republic of Barbados is a very peaceful and developed country, with a high quality of life and a good life expectancy. Barbadian men average 78.36 years, while women reach 80.85 years. The country's average life expectancy is currently set at 79.57 years. Part of the reasons for this country's high life expectancy is certainly the low crime rate, the abundance of natural resources, its well-developed mixed economy, and relatively high standards of living. Number 8. St. Martin. The 87 square kilometer island of St. Martin, located approximately 300 kilometers east of Puerto Rico in the Northeast Caribbean Sea, is divided into two sides, with the biggest one being French overseas territory, and the second one, a little smaller yet more heavily populated, is one of the 4 constituent countries that form the Kingdom of the Netherlands. September 2017 marked a disastrous time for the entire island due to the impact of Hurricane Irma, especially on the Dutch side, causing a strong economic recession, but longevity there is still at the top in the Caribbean area, with an average of 80.12 years for the country, 77.89 years for men, and 82.35 years for women. Number 7. Puerto Rico. The Caribbean island and unincorporated U.S. territory of Puerto Rico is characterized by a landscape of mountains and the El Young tropical rainforest. It is a place rich in culture and history, where the Old World and New World combine in perfect harmony. Its friendly population, Buena Gente in the local Boricua language, is one of those that have the highest life expectancy in the region. Men live to an average of 77.80 years, while women average 83.92 years, with an average of 80.86 years old. The secret to Puerto Rican longevity seems to be happiness, a vibrant and captivating culture, and the celebration of life in all its forms, combined with an excellent political and social background. Number 6. U.S. Virgin Islands. The sunny U.S. Virgin Islands is a little gem that is politically a U.S. territory, a group of islands and islets in the marvelous Caribbean Sea. Its lush vegetation and white sandy beaches attract visitors, especially from the United States, all year round. And their population is ranked number 6 in our listing with a strong longevity index that defeats their exposure to hurricanes, low GDP per capita, and high yet decreasing murder rates. The US Virgin Islands boast a life expectancy of 81.08 years, with 78.64 for men and 83.52 for women, ranking number 49 in the world for average life expectancy. Number 5. Costa Rica. With an average lifespan of 81.11 years, 78.53 for men and 83.39 for women, Costa Rica makes it to our top 5. The country has seen a tremendous improvement in the past 50 years, with the infant mortality rate going down to 6.7 per 1,000. The secret to Costa Rica's high life expectancy seems to reside in their health system. The 70s brought the creation of a national health plan expanding the social security coverage and the development of clinics in rural areas. A huge part of the yearly expenditures are devoted to the health of Costa Ricans. Focusing on preventing rather than curing, the healthcare of Costa Rica has seen great improvements, ultimately impacting the national life expectancy. A lifestyle made of physical activity and health, natural foods complete the picture. Number 4. Bermuda. The British Overseas Territory of Bermuda, which has one of the world's highest per capita incomes, with a GDP of $110,869 in 2021, has a life expectancy of 81.96 years, with men at 78.13 years and women at 85.79 years. Developed in 2008, the Well Bermuda National Health Promotion Strategy marked the creation of an approach to health promotion that strongly improved the quality of life of its population. All sorts of efforts have been made in the past decade to make healthcare accessible and to increase its quality while decreasing its costs. This, together with free education and low unemployment rate, guarantee a good quality of life which ultimately translates into healthier, longer lives. Number 3. Cayman Islands. Known as an expat paradise, financial haven, and investment hub, the Cayman Islands are one of the safest places to live for both expats and natives. With no direct taxation, the country is a prosperous offshore financial center with a GDP per capita of $74,700. A diet based mostly on fish and seafood, coconut shrimp and conch stew are some of the most delicious dishes here. Might be another reason why its population lives so long, up to 82.19 years, with men up to 79.46 years and women reaching the age of 84.92 years. This places Cayman at number 14 on a world scale, close to Canada and Norway, and much higher than developed countries such as the UK or the USA. Number 2. Guadeloupe. As a French overseas territory and therefore part of the European Union, the island of Guadeloupe enjoys a number of advantages that make it stand out compared to other Caribbean countries. The island, mostly populated by Creoles descending from a mix of people of African and European descent, has one of the highest living standards in the area, not only due to high GDP per capita, but also because of environmental factors, public services, healthcare facilities, and the education system. In Guadeloupe, both birth and death rates are below average, and this lower turnover seems to indicate a relatively higher life expectancy. The life expectancy in Guadeloupe, as a matter of fact, is 82.55 years. Life expectancy for men is 79.16 years, next to 85.94 years for women. Before we get to the number 1 Caribbean country with the highest life expectancy on our list, we would greatly appreciate it if you would give this video a like. Please click the like button below. Thank you. The number 1 is none other than Martinique. The French Overseas Territory of Martinique tops our list with a life expectancy of 83.37 years, 79.95 for men, and 86.80 for women. In the past decades, a very interesting phenomenon was observed here. As recorded by the IDL, International Database on Longevity, the population of Martinique has one of the biggest numbers of supercentenarians. These long lifespans are normally ascribed to climate and dietary habits, but also to genetic reasons. The majority of the population of Martinique are largely descendants of slaves, and historians and genetics experts agree that the bulk of the current population must have inherited whichever characteristics that allowed them to survive confinement, deportation, forced labor, and brutal living conditions. As we can observe, life expectancy continues to rise in the Latin America and Caribbean region, mostly driven by the steady drop in mortality at all ages, particularly infant and child mortality in all countries in the area. These gains in longevity can be attributed to a number of factors, including rising living standards, better nutrition, and improved drinking water and sanitation facilities. Countries that focus on decreasing their crime rates, increasing health standards and education, using local natural resources, and reducing and preventing exposure to diseases are seeing a tremendous improvement in the lifestyle of their population and consequently a slow but steady rise in their life expectancy. Let us know your thoughts on the content of this video. Please like, subscribe, share our channel with others, and turn on the notification bell for our next video as we explore the majesty of the Caribbean together. This is J-irie Caribbean. See you next time.